Broadcasting from the Fence One Studios. Voted #1 contractor in North Alabama. 94.1 WHRP. Gurley, Huntsville, Decatur. A Cumulus media station.
Tony, yeah! Tony, in the morning. Tony, in the morning. Waking up your world. Tony, in the morning. Tony, in the morning.
94.1 WHRP.
Victoria Monet and Usher, SOS, Sex on Site, 94.1 WHRP, Tony in the Morning, and DJ Primetime 256. Tuesday! And this is the second day of people having to return to
work.
The Arsenal. Yeah.
With the traffic.
Hot mess.
You know what? One thing you don't think about in the morning, especially when you're just now getting in the groove of going back to work or just starting,
right?
Gas.
Oh.
Imagine sitting in traffic and you're on a quarter of a tank and you're just watching it go down.
Yeah, because you've been used to the other traffic and now we got extra traffic, so you got to make sure those tanks are filled up. Yeah, especially while the gas is kind of low. Hey, take advantage of that. All right, another opportunity for someone to sit a little closer to the stage today. Fourth row. Rocket City Blues Festival happening this Friday. And today you're listening for a song by Tucker. When you hear it and you're caller number 9 at 866-481-9477, you could win those tickets. Fourth row.
Uber Eats is battling out with DoorDash. Uber Eats versus DoorDash in court.
I say arm wrestle. All right, our girl Lisa, who recently dropped a new documentary about her life, which is very interesting. People are like a little, I don't know, perturbed. They're kind of like, what's going on? You didn't mention Cult Jam. Cult Jam was a huge part of her career and her hits.
And her hits.
Yeah, why are you not talking about them? So, we're going to get into that.
And Apple is moving to Texas, the Lone Star State. And the crazy thing for me, I think the reason why they're moving to Texas is because of the taxes. There's no state taxes out there for the companies.
A lot of people moving to Texas.
I'm not mad, especially with these tariffs going on.
And Ozempic, it's more than helping you to lose weight. It might even help those of you who are kind of hooked on a little sugar. All right, we're going to talk about that and more. Stick around. Tony in the Morning on 94.1 WHRP.
It's Tony in the Morning, 94.1 WHRP.
Memories from the concert Mary J. Blige did about a week ago in Birmingham that everybody has raged about and said how wonderful it is and how great she looks and all the outfits that she changed into.
All 35 outfits and 35 wigs.
Hey, you know where she learned that from?
Who?
Diana Ross, honey. Let's just keep it real.
The legend.
Don't come out with one outfit. Right. Tony in the Morning, 94.1 WHRP and DJ Primetime 256. A little chill in the air. It's going to fade away. I know this is bizarre, but so was last week when we had those freezing temperatures.
Crazy.
But today is going to be unprecedented because it'll be nearly 73 degrees just for today. Then we'll take a dip like 10 degrees lower than that starting tomorrow through the rest of the week. Yeah. Not
That's
supposed
crazy.
to be 73 this time of the year.
That's how you get tornadoes.
And well, you know, we're not going to have that kind of activity, but it's a little tease of spring. Yeah. It's a little tease of spring.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It
you
is.
know, folks be messing with us.
Scary And then I was watching the weather yesterday, and they were talking about pollen.
Oh, yeah, for people who
the pollen.
Suffer. Yeah.
As soon as it started to get warm, that's the first.
You know what you just did? People who suffer from allergies, they started rubbing their nose
Instantly.
for no reason, just because you said
Instantly.
that.
Pollen, like, I'm really listening now. What happened?
Right. All right. So speaking of rubbing your nose in it, this guy, I don't know what his position is. Why is this person from South Africa running this country? Elon Musk has yet again sent another email to the employees, the government employees, giving them a second chance to answer that 5 bullet point question. What did you do last week?
That is crazy.
Yeah. And if you don't comply, then, the orange pill dust. He says that you will be either semi-fired, which I need to Google
semi-fired?
that. I ain't never heard of that one before.
Me neither.
Semi-fired. Like I kind of break up with you, but you kind of still here.
You get your benefits, but you ain't got to go to work.
You're going to be semi-fired or fired. That's how confused he is. But y'all elected him. So,
semi-fired or fired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I never heard of that before. So I am going to Google semi-fired because I don't know what that means.
Well, almost fired, but not quite fired.
Mm-hmm.
I get my health benefits and hourly. Oh, semi-fired. You not full-time, you part-time.
No, that's not being fired.
But you semi-fired. You don't get all your hours.
Nobody hires you to say you're going to be hired as a semi-fired. So that's not a thing.
Well, all this is new to us. Yep. At Fence One, they know your space is personal, whether it's your home or business. That's why they offer expert commercial and residential fence installation, repair, and staining to fit your needs. Whether you want privacy with a wood fence, that sleek look of aluminum, or the classic feel of chain link, split rail, or ranch style fencing, they've got you covered. Looking for low maintenance? Their vinyl fences are a perfect option. Whether it's a quick repair or a brand new installation, Fence One is ready to enhance the security and style of your property throughout the Tennessee Valley and beyond. Call my friends at Fence One at 256-885-6722 and tell Jordan that DJ Primetime 256 sent you. You can also book your appointment online at fence1.net. That's fence1.net.
We looking black in the day.
Was that black?
We're looking back in the day.
Back.
Well,
back in the day, Joetta Clark-Diggs, a track and field athlete from East Orange, New Jersey, received a BA degree in public relations from the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee in 1984, where she won 9 collegiate titles in track and field and was a 15-time All-Star American. Miss Diggs was a member of the four U.S. Olympic teams and competed in 1992, 96, and 2000. And during her career, she ranked among the top 10 American track and field athletes for 21 years. It was 1998 that Joetta Clark-Diggs received the Visa Humanitarian Award, and she was also chosen as Sports Illustrated Hometown Hero. Diggs was inducted into the University of Tennessee Hall of Fame in 2001. All right, that's Black in the Day. On this date back in the day, it was Hiram R. Revels, who was sworn in as the first black member of the United States Senate on this date in 1870. Martin Luther King Jr. was an ordained minister on this date, in 1948. You remember this name, Cassius Clay, soon to change his name to Muhammad Ali, who won his first world heavyweight champion by defeating Sonny Liston. And Black History is celebrating Sade, who won her Best New Album, New Artist for the Grammy Awards in 1986. All right, check this out. It was 1998 when ODB interrupted the Grammy saying Wu-Tang Clan should have won Best Rap Album because Wu-Tang is for the children. Now we know where Kanye got it from, right? All right, so celebrating birthdays and famous people too.
Rashida Jones is celebrating her birthday today. You know her from The Office, Parks and Recreation, and Black AF. She is Quincy Jones' daughter. We also have actress and host Chelsea Handler. She became a sensation with her show Chelsea lately. She also hosted some other shows as well, and she dated 50 Cent.
Why?
So we have Sally Jesse Raphael, those signature red glasses. She was one of the daytime talk show revolutionaries in the 80s with Oprah Winfrey and Phil Donahue. Find more celebrity birthdays on our Facebook page at 94.1 WHRP.
And it is Let's All Eat Right Day. Why? You know the stress we're under today? All right, that's Black in the Day, back in the day. Tony in the morning on 94.1 WHRP.
Tony in the morning. Waking up your
Tony in the morning.
94.1 WHRP.
Hold on, 94.1 WHRP. Tony in the morning.
Spurs.
Tuesday, a high of 73 degrees. You can't go too low to the floor. If you got on your Spurs, go oops. Ooh. Ouch.
Man. If you drop it low with a spur on your boot, you might hit a cheek.
Ow.
Uh-oh.
Right. Oh, my goodness. 94.1 WHRP. Thank you for starting your day with us. Hope you're feeling pretty good on this Tuesday. The weather will make you feel that way. You know, our friends at Tommy Express Car Wash on Highway 72 in Madison. They're giving away free car wash until March 2nd, until this Sunday.
That line's going to be long. Y'all better get over there.
But if you have a nice break for your lunch, and you want to get that smudge off from all this icy snow and all that.
That salt coming off the ground. That extra dirt kicking up.
I'm taking my Hooptaville over there.
That's right. You better get it done before the weekend.
Hello.
While the line is short. That's the important thing. Getting it done while the line is short.
I'm going to wait till everybody goes back to work after lunch to get mine done.
Yeah.
It is time for the good news in the neighborhood.
Good news in the neighborhood. The 2025 Alabama A&M President Tour kicked off yesterday at the Alabama School of Cyber Technology and Engineering, and students received over $600,000 in scholarships on their first tour stop. That is absolutely insane, especially where the economy's going now with the DEI. Shout out Alabama A&M. You know the motto, start here, go anywhere. For this and other good news in the neighborhood, check out our Facebook page at 94.1 WHRP.
The good news in the neighborhood is sponsored by Alabama A&M. Learn more about Alabama A&M University by visiting aamu.edu today. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
And relatives that work for the government, and it feels very uncomfortable. My heart hurts just every time I hear something about it. I don't know that anxiety level of what they're going through, but I can sympathize with it. And these people are playing with folks' lives.
Yes.
And just causing havoc and chaos and anxiety in our country. And here we go with that second round of nonsense. Who are you? I need to be able to look up online and see what the job description and what he has power.
What power
over.
He's had.
Yeah.
Yes.
Other than Trump, I said it out loud. Other than Trump, he's got power over him.
Yeah.
Period.
It seems like Elon Musk is the one running everything.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
He's got power over
him and his son.
Period.
Lil E.
Lil X.
Lil X.
Lil X. He told him, "You ain't the president. You need to go home.
You ain't the president.
Lil X said, "You fired."
I'm the president.
Wow, craziness. Are we living in the United States of America, or is this a dream? Are we all having the same dream nightmare? Is this a scene from Batman? It seems like the Penguin is behind the Oval Office. What?
It seems like that.
It just seems like villains. It does.
It does seem like a bunch of villains. So, this reminds me of a song. It said, I need a hero.
Hey.
It's time for a hero. We see the villains. Where the heroes at?
But they're trying to be heroes.
Oh.
So we don't need another. Okay.
I need a hero.
Yeah. All right, listen, what we need are these prices to go down on beef and eggs. You know what has happened?
What happened?
On the farm, the chicken got in an argument with the cow.
Yeah.
And the cow tried to overshadow the chicken. And the chicken went, and the cow said, And so what happened next was the chicken said, well, you won't get none of these eggs. So they went up on price.
Okay.
The cow said, where's the beef? You ain't getting no beef.
So now the beef is going up too?
The beef has gone up. So they're kind of fighting with one another a little bit. They're still arguing in price. These two, the chicken and the beef.
And the beef.
Yeah. And so to solve all this, our friends in Turkey.
Hold on. Yeah. The chicken, the beef, and turkey.
Yeah. our friends in Turkey has decided to squash all of this and send over 420 million eggs to this country.
You know what?
What?
It's always when the vegetable gets involved. Where's
the vegetable?
Well, you said the chicken and the beef and turkey.
Right.
But turkey had to squash it.
Gotcha.
Gentlemen, prom season's here and it's time to dress to impress. On Time Fashion's got you covered with their exclusive 15% off special on men's blazers, suits, tuxedos, and shoes. Whether you're going for that classic elegance or a modern twist, everything is in stock and ready for that big night. Come on to On Time Fashion. They'll help you step up your game and make a statement that won't be forgotten. Visit On Time Fashion today in Tuscaloosa or Huntsville and get ready to shine on that prom night. Don't forget to check out their website at OnTimeTtown.com. Tell them DJ Primetime 256 sent you.
The latest gossip headline.
Here she goes. Up in everybody's business.
Tony's Tattletale.
Did you hear about what happened?
Tony's Tattletale.
Tony's Tattletale. Is any of this true?
Tony's Tattletale.
Well, after the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes lost his tail. Game. Tail.
His tail.
His hair tail game. Yeah. Anyway, he's got a new haircut, and it looks like, you've been hanging out with your cousin and your Uncle Roro.
Oh, down south, he got fade.
Welcome to the Fro-Fro. All right. Hanging out with the Bros. And there goes the tail. Gone, y'all. And the mohawk. Bye-bye. The baby saw who is this? I'm your daddy.
That's your daddy right there.
What the tail? It be gone. Just like my game on Super Bowl. Lester Holt is stepping down from NBC Nightly News after about 10 years of broadcasting. Says he's going to stick around, though, for Dateline. So we won't lose Lester. He'll still be in the game. And if you're ready for something fun, Freaky Tales is coming to a screen near you. It's based off of, maybe Too Short's life. Yeah, a lot of his songs. Things that happened back in 1987. Starring Normani, Jay Ellis, and narrated by the one and only Too Short.
Too Short?
Yes. Because not the word is what I heard is just Tattletale.
Now you're in the know about other people's business. From Tony's Tattletale on 94.1. WHRP.
Feel like it compared to last week.
You ain't lying. I mean, last week was just... I told you about what happened with me in my Hooptaville, right?
What happened in Hooptaville?
So I thought something was going on with the engine, and I was getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but the car wasn't, jerking or anything. I was just hearing stuff. So I'm like, I need to park this thing. I don't know what's going on. So I end up going down to a mechanic. And I'm like, please, you're going to have to ride with me because I know you're going to think this is one of those women. Yeah, here comes one of those women who don't know nothing about cars. Oh my God,
something's wrong
with
it. It's
going like chicka, 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 bang, bang. And they're going to say, oh, here we go. So anyway, the mechanic gets in the car with me, and surely they heard what I heard. And so, long story short, because it's a long story.
It's a long story.
Let's make it short. Ice had collected under my wheels so far up, they couldn't even see. And I turned my wheels, pulled off to return, and there were chunks of ice on the ground.
Oh, that was a scrubbing in there.
So I called a friend of mine in Michigan because they deal with this type of weather all the time. And I told them my whole story. Of course, I took the long route on that story with them. And they're like, okay, all you had to do was kick your tires. I'm like, what?
Kick your tires and all the extra. Yeah. But that's a northern thing.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm a Cali girl who's living in the South that gets ice and snow for some reason. I didn't come to the South for all this. I could have got that back home.
Well, if you like the snow, you can move up to Maryland.
What?
Maryland is offering $20,000 for people to relocate to Cumberland.
Will that cover the cost of my move? $20,000.
So
if
you think about it,
big old truck. Somebody got to pack up all this stuff because it ain't gonna be me.
Somebody got to pack it up. The $20,000 might cover the move.
Okay, and then what?
But I don't know about the rest.
Then what happens?
I don't know if you're
gonna
be able to live off of it.
I'm not.
But there's not too many states that are paying you to relocate.
Well, there's a few cities that will pay you to live there. I wish they were out of the country. I might consider it for at least 4 years. Listen, Tulsa, Oklahoma, is that inviting to you to move?
I'd go to Oklahoma.
But they're only offering 10,000. They're only offering 10,000.
Not for $10,000.
Oh, okay.
Not if Maryland's offering 20.
Oh, attitude.
It's a bidding war now.
Settle down.
Okay, my bad.
But shockingly, down the road, Florence, Muscle Shoals, Sheffield, and Tuscumbia.
Okay.
$10,000.
That's right down the road for 10,000. I'm good where I'm at. That's it. I love shows, though.
Newton, Iowa. Don't know that area. Got to look into that a little bit. They're only offering 10,000. Topeka, Kansas.
Topeka.
Now they're offering 15,000 to move to the area. No,
I don't know nothing about Kansas but the Chiefs.
What about Rochester?
Now, Rochester, New York. They've got a thing called a trash plate.
Okay.
And for the right amount of money, I might go to Rochester. I might. Yeah.
All right. Paducah and Owensboro, Kentucky. Now, I might move there just because of the whiskey.
Oh, Kentucky because of the whiskey. How much you paying to move to Kentucky?
Who cares? They got whiskey.
The Rocket City's first choice for today's best variety of R&B. 94.1 WHRP.
Williams Midday Vibe as you're working and trying to make it through the day. Make sure you check in with Kevin Williams starting at 10 a.m. today.
Tony, Dunkin' Donuts finally did something that I think they should have done years ago.
Okay.
They stopped charging for non-dairy products, like non-dairy milk.
It's not just them. There's a lot of people who upcharge you for oat milk and cashew milk and almond milk and rice milk. It's like, wait a minute.
Some of the things I didn't even know made milk, but the milk is better than the dairy milk. Yeah, so they finally stopped doing it. The additional charges were anywhere between 50 cents and $2.
I know, because I can't drink the dairy milk.
Right. Now, how can you charge me extra because my belly is lactose? That's not fair.
No, because the milk is pretty compatible to the cow milk. Yeah, so I'm like, what are we doing here?
Give me my oat milk for free.
It just sounds fancy.
It does. It does sound fancy. You got to order with your pinky up. Can I get oat milk with that, please? Right. Thank you.
So thank you to Duncan. Now we need everybody else to follow suit.
Please.
Celebrating Black History Month. And, of course, we have Black History Facts on the way with O.C. Maddox Jr. Tony in the morning on 94.1 WHRP.
94.1 WHRP is celebrating Black History Month.
The art of resistance.
Here's O.C. Maddox Jr.
Every piece of paper and every pen needs a writer to tell the story. And Ida B. Wells, well, she was the queen of that. She was a fearless journalist, activist, and truth teller whose writings and advocacy transformed the fight for justice in America. Born into slavery in 1862 in Holly Springs, Mississippi, Wells refused to accept the limits placed on black lives. After losing her parents to yellow fever, she became a teacher to support her siblings, but it was her voice as a writer that would change history. In the 1890s, Wells courageously investigated and documented the horrors of lynching in America. Her groundbreaking pamphlet that was called Southern Horrors, Lynch Law in All Its Phases, exposed how lynching was used to terrorize black communities. And despite death threats, she traveled across the U.S. and also to Europe, raising awareness and demanding justice. Her fearless journalism laid the very foundation for modern investigative reporting and civil rights activism. Wells was the co-founder of the NAACP and fought for women's suffrage, ensuring black women had a voice in the political sphere. Today, her legacy lives on in the ongoing fight for racial justice, press freedom, and women's rights. There are schools, awards, and foundations right now that bear her name, and it should remind us that Ida B. Wells was more than just a journalist. She was the very DNA of the movement. Empowering stories like Ida B. Wells deserves more than a spotlight. You and I will agree today that her life deserves an entire curriculum. I'm O.C. Maddox Jr. for Black History Facts. Listen, let's stay tuned for more stories of black excellence that continues to shape our world. We'll talk again soon. And until next time, stay informed, stay inspired, and keep on making history.
Happy Black History Month from 94.1 WHRP. Black history is your history worldwide, and we're celebrating all month long on 94.1 WHRP.
94.1 WHRP, today's best variety of R&B. Tony in the morning at DJ Primetime 256. Tuesday it is. That means we get a chance to find out, is it legal, with our friends from Rucker Legal Solutions. Good morning, Kimberly and KC.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, we have had quite a series talking about the different courts and what they do and how they help. And now we're going all the way up
to the top.
To the top. But we're going to talk about, of course, the Federal Appeals Court and the U.S. Supreme Court today.
Yes, we're going to start with the Federal Courts of Appeals. There are 12 circuits that are arranged geographically. The District of Columbia also has its own circuit. And there is a 13th circuit that is called the Federal Circuit. And what the Federal Circuit hears are specialized cases that involve things like patent law, international trade, and that doesn't matter what state the original case originated in.
So I know there's probably a lot, you have a lot of entrepreneurs here in the Tennessee Valley. What you just said something that triggered my interest, which is the patent courts.
Yeah, so actually, I think in Huntsville, the one that we kind of frequent even more than the 13th Circuit for patent issues is the Federal District Courts in D.C. on appeals of the award of federal contracts.
Okay.
So when a federal contractor gets an award, the other contractors who may have bid on that contract may challenge the federal government's decision, and that means that they are going to file an appeal in the district court for the District of Columbia.
And you were talking off mic about the judges and how they get elected for these positions at these courts.
Well, in the case of federal appeals courts, they're just like other federal judges, Article III judges, in that they are not elected. They are appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate. So these are lifetime appointments. So once you are sat on the Court of Appeals, you're there for life unless you get moved to another higher court.
Is that right? So it doesn't matter if there's a change of leadership as far as the president, you still get to keep your job.
We're talking with Casey and Kimberly Rucker. Is it legal? And you were talking about the 12 Circuit Courts of Appeal that we have here in the state of Alabama. Can you tell us more about that?
No, it's actually 12 circuits across the nation. We are actually in the 11th Circuit, and the 11th Circuit is made up of Alabama, Georgia, and Florida.
Okay.
So the circuits are determined by geography across the United States.
And when you mention those three states, do they all operate the same?
So, each of them, they each have their own laws. But we do, when it comes to the circuit court will apply the law that is involved in the particular case. So if it's an Alabama appeal, then they will apply Alabama law to the case. Just like if it's a Georgia appeal, they will apply Georgia law to the case.
Is there a time span for any type of appeal in these courts?
Yes. If the United States is not a party to the action, you have 30 days to file a notice of appeal. If the United States is a party to the action, as you know, sometimes people will sue the United States or sue a department. And so you have 60 days to file a notice of appeal if the U.S. is a party to the action. In a criminal case, the notice of appeal must be filed within 14 days of the judgment or the denial of a motion for a new trial, whichever it's later.
Rucker Legal Solutions, is it legal? Here at 94.1 WHRP. Now, can we dive into the U.S. Supreme Court?
Absolutely. Well, the Supreme Court of the United States, or SCOTUS, is the highest court in America and currently has 9 judges who are called justices.
And their decisions carry the weight of law for the nation. They don't take a lot of cases, though. As you can imagine, the cases that they do take are very involved, take a long time to get a decision. In order to appeal to the Supreme Court of the United States, you must apply for what's called a writ of certiorari. I know that's a fun word. Writ of certiorari. Basically a request to the court that they take up your case.
Okay. Now, there's a lot of lawsuits happening right now with our present administration. Would those type of lawsuits go to the Supreme Court?
Quite possibly. Because we're talking about cases that are impactful nationwide, potentially, that involve federal departments. So the Supreme Court is more likely to take those kind of cases up because they want to make sure that there is an even standard being applied to all parties throughout the country.
And this court sounds like one of those things that, I mean, is there anything that one of our residents here could possibly do to find themselves before one of the justices at the Supreme Court?
Sure. I mean, of course, in a criminal action, there could be a case that goes before the Supreme Court from Alabama, and we've had those. We've certainly seen it where there is the death penalty is on the table, and there are appeals that work their way up to the U.S. Supreme Court to try to stop the execution. In a civil matter, we could see cases go. One of the classic cases is the Lilly Ledbetter case, the lawsuit that Lilly Ledbetter filed regarding disparate pay, and she worked at the plant in Anniston, Alabama. And her case went through the Alabama federal court system, through the circuit court system, and worked its way up to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Rucker Legal Solutions, is there any final notes for us when it comes to the federal courts of appeal and U.S. Supreme Court?
In the U.S. Supreme Court, a party has 90 days from the day of final judgment to file the request for the writ of certiorari. And like we always like to point out, justices are appointed by the president and serve a lifetime appointment.
Thank you all so much, because we've learned a lot in the last couple of weeks in regards to the different courts and what they do and how they help us when we're dealing with legal issues. And if anyone needs some legal assistance, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
You can reach us by telephone at 256-665-9990. I am extension 0, and KC is extension 1.
Or you can reach us online at www.ruckerlegalsolutions.com.
What's your sign? Horoscope. Is this your birth month? Here's astrologer Kim Allen with your daily forecast.
Happy Tuesday. Pushing past your obstacles will be a main motivation today. The moon in Aquarius inspires facing difficult situations and maneuvering around them. Your mental discernment is ready to figure out any issue. Stay positive. Things can work out better than expected. I'm astrologer Kim Allen. Contact me at kimallen.com.
94.1 WHRP. Tony in the morning. I'm DJ Primetime 256. Don't forget the 256. Tony, it seems like all these major corporations are moving to Texas.
Yeah.
Out of all the places, and Apple is another one.
Do they say what part of Texas they're moving?
Deep in the heart of Texas. So they're moving to Plano, Texas.
Oh, Plano.
Plano, Texas.
That's the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Just so that's not a bad spot. No. I like Plano. They got some good eateries there too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Texas does have some pretty good.
Yeah, they do.
They got some pretty good stuff.
So they're going to move to Plano.
Yeah, they're moving to Plano, Texas. They're going to be building an AI server out there. They're saying it's going to add 20,000 research jobs to the economy throughout the U.S. by 2026.
Does that mean Apple's moving out of California, or
no? They're just going to be building another server.
Another server. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And the reason why is because Texas doesn't have the state or business taxes.
Yeah, I missed that part.
So there's all kind of
when I moved
tax
here from
cuts
Texas,
out there.
When I moved here from Texas, and I got that first year, I was like, "What is going on?" Yeah, back to state taxes. Yeah,
said back to state taxes.
Right.
So Apple's saying they're going to spend over $500 billion in the U.S. in the next 4 years, and with that 10% tariff added to China, it just makes more sense to keep the business right here in the U.S.
Well, they can afford it too, because how much did your phone cost?
What? I don't need to go up any higher.
Today's best variety of R&B. 94.1 WHRP.
On 94.1 WHRP, Tony in the morning and DJ Primetime 256. And check this out. You know, people are asking for Chris Brown to be the next halftime show.
Ooh.
Of the big football game.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I definitely would take it.
Chris Brown does a great show.
That's when they need to bring the old schoolers out. Let me do a dance step. I want to dance behind Chris Brown.
You have never seen anybody dance with like a little rocket booster on them? I bet Chris Brown's going to be in the air hitting all the moves with the rocket booster.
Chris Brown is going to land on stage from a helicopter or something.
Ooh.
Yeah, Diana Ross did that one already. Well, he maybe a rocket or something.
Yeah, so what if he jumps out the airplane, right? Free falls down to the stage,
right?
Pops the parachute.
He's got to do something bigger than Tom Cruise. He just has to.
But Tom Cruise didn't dance though.
That part is easy for Chris Brown. I just mean, as far as So I hope that happens for him. But
that would be dope. That would be a great performance.
I think everybody would be in agreement.
Oh yeah,
right. This is kind of sad. We're seeing this more and more than not. A lot of businesses that we've known for generations going out of business. Joann Fabrics is closing all stores. Now, they've been going through some challenges financially, and they did file for bankruptcy at one time. And now they're saying they're going to close all the locations.
All 500 locations.
Woo!
All 500
I called all my arts and crafts friends and in my family, people still like to go to the store, touch and feel, pick out the fabrics and their arts and crafts.
There's something about the humaning going out there, like the nature just being around people, asking questions. Like, little known fact, Tony, your boy can knit.
What?
Watch out.
What?
You need a scarf? Yeah.
All right. I'm looking at my birthday's in June. I'll be looking for my scarf now. Handmade by Primetime. Don't forget the 256.
Don't forget it'd be too warm in June for it.
I don't care.
Scarf.
I'm going to need it by fall. So I want it for my birthday. In June, I can't help when my mama birthing me now.
That's true.
So just give me my scarf.
My skills ain't as good as they used to be.
You got plenty of time. Okay. I don't care. You got plenty of time.
I'm gonna get back into it.
Just don't forget the 256. All right,
I'm gonna add it on there.
Yeah, there it is. So anyway, they're saying over 500 stores are going to close. What I don't like about this is what you just mentioned, is being able to go into the store, see, touch, feel, communicate, have a little interaction, human interaction with. We're not going to be able to communicate anymore if we're buying everything online. And what does that do to the local economy?
Right. And then you don't get to feel the fabric. You don't get to touch the fabric.
Right.
You order it in. There's just something about being able to physically go into a store and touch the fabric.
And I bought fabric the other day. And I was so happy because I put some other fabric back on the shelf. I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for.
Yes.
And then I found what I was looking for, and I was like, oh, yeah. That's
what I want.
By the feel and the stretch of what I needed it for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're going to have good sales on their way out the door. I'm just saying. You want that scarf, right?
Going out of business sales, don't you front.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You ever feel like your HOA is out to get you? Are you tired of their endless rules and nitpicking? Well, it's time to show them who's boss with a little help from Fence One. Our friends at Fence One are no strangers when it comes to the HOA, and they can have your property looking like the pride of your neighborhood with a brand new wood, aluminum chain link, or vinyl privacy fence. Did I mention that they do pressure washing and deck insulation? For all your fencing and HOA needs, look no further than Fence One. Call 256-735-3975 and schedule your free estimate today. Again, that's 256-735-3975. Or you can visit them online at fence1.net.
Well, it is.
It's named
It's the second name to the song.
And the first name is Keep Going.
Keep Going.
Or you can say, I'm done. Tony in the morning. I'm DJ Primetime 256. Don't forget the 256 and the swag and the SIAC will be making history by hosting a tournament this March in Atlanta. The SIAC has never done it before. This will be their first tournament, and it's being sponsored by Buick.
Oh.
So they got big-time sponsors during the month of basketball.
That's going to be pretty exciting.
That's going to be dope.
All right. Did they say who's playing?
No, I know we going to be in there.
We're going to be in there?
I know we going to be in there. That's the only thing that matters. The Hill going to be in there.
All right. All right, then. All right, listen. So Ozempic, known to curb the food appetite for folks to lose weight, and it's a drug that is helping many people who are challenged with diabetes. Now they're saying Ozempic might just curb your craving for cocaine for those that might be addicted. That's interesting. Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's the case, and I don't know what the cravings for cocaine is, but people call it sugar and powder, and so I'm wondering is it sugary, tasty, powdery stuff, or
what? The Ozempic?
What does cocaine?
What does cocaine taste like?
And food have in common? So I'm just curious because if it's curbing the appetite of food, but
I think Ozempic's the shot. It doesn't have a taste to it.
I get that, but what does cocaine and food have in common that Ozempic is curbing the cravings for both? Follow the bouncing ball on this.
I see. Now I'm bouncing with it. I'm bouncing with it.
So I'm wondering, what do they have in common that this one drug curbs the cravings for both of these situations?
Well, sugar and cocaine both are white powdery substances.
Yeah, but do they taste the same?
I don't know.